get to the airbox, spark plug, hoses, things like that, anything on the top of the engine, you need to remove the fuel tank. So today I'm going to remove the fuel tank of the 2005 Speed Triple. You could do it while it's on a side stand, but really you're best to put it onto a paddock stand. So that's what I'm going to do now. Next thing to do is just to disconnect the battery. Obviously you don't want shorts and sparks and things like that flying around while you're playing with fuel and things like that. So I'm just going to disconnect the negative. Probably be a little bit safer if you did the positive as well, but just the negative will do me. Next thing, just to remove the two side panels. So there's two 5mm Allen bolts and quite an awkward Phillips head screw just behind here. So you see mine's rusted up a bit, so it doesn't actually hold very tight, so I need to sort that at some point. So obviously one for each side. So once you've got those off, there's two awkward little clips underneath here and here. So you just need a little Phillips head just to unscrew those. So this one, you can't actually get a screwdriver properly behind it. I'll try just to push it out. They are actually just little clips, so once the others are all loose, you can normally just edge that one out and just pull it over here and then push it back in. So this one's not too bad. So this one's not too bad, but that one is a little bit awkward because you can't get the screwdriver underneath. So find once everything else is gone, if you just use a sort of needle nose pliers or something, you can usually just loosen that off and then lift the bodywork over it. And so this side's actually got a different type of clip in it. Better fix my ceiling light first. It's not done that before. Quite a hot day. I think the transformer rectifier thing must have overheated. I'll carry on with poor lighting and then try and turn that on again later. Okay. So this side was different from the other. I forgot about that. I think last time I removed the tank, I just removed this top bit and then lifted it off and left these in place. So this has got some sort of a plastic screw in it, and the other side had a metal one in. So anyway, that one snapped off. So I'll find a small little screw that I can just secure that with. Not very good design. I'll sort that later just to secure it. So see what your one's like, do your best. So that's what came out of that side. So it's just like that one's just like a bung with some sort of shoulders on it to hold it in. But when you actually look, it is a threaded hole, but it's made for a bolt, not a screw. So out the other side, can't find it. Anyway. So one side actually had a screw shoved in there, the other side had plastic in there, but actually I need some sort of a bolt. I'll try and find out what the size of that is when I come to fix it, and I'll put it on the screen if I can measure it. So just checking this with the bolt I took from the outside. That actually does screw into there. So at least I know the size now. Okay, so it appears to be just an M5 bolt. I assume it's metric. That makes it quite easy. I'll just get a little M5 bolt, 2 of them, put them in there. Whether it originally came with plastics or something like that, and that's why they were replaced on this one with rubbish, I don't know. But anyway, I'll sort them later. So next you need to just get this pin out. So usefully they haven't put the same size span on either side, so you need one set, 10mm, 8mm. You do use a socket set if you want it as well, it'll probably be quicker. So with that nut off, I'm just going to go to the front and remove the Allen bolt first, then I'll come and take the pin out. The reason for that sequence is that'll just allow a little bit of movement when I want to pull that pin out, because it's quite tight in place. You could hammer it out, but go to the front. So this is the next bolt to do. So that is a 4mm Allen bolt. Best if you put the handlebars to one side, you can get an Allen key in there. If you've got a socket set with one of these, it's even better, because you should really torque that back up. That's some 8 or 9, I'll confirm it later. I've got a cool little mini wearer wrench, so I'm going to just use that to do it. But yeah, if you've got a socket set with an extension, that would be the easiest. Hopefully that's loose enough that I can just get a... It is. You see, it's just an Allen bolt with a washer. And it's got this rubber sort of washer underneath. I could really do with a new one of those at some point. I haven't got one, so that'll go back on. But it's a really easy thing to replace, so I'll sort that later. With the front loose, and you can see here it's almost designed like a bit of a hinge. If you pull it like that, you can see you can sort of pull it up and down. So with that little bit of wiggle, you'll quite easily be able to get this this bolt out. And now the whole thing can just lift out, as you see. So before you lift the whole thing out, have a look around your garage. Hopefully it's a bit tidier than mine. Get a towel or something like that. Maybe not the best towel, but one that you're allowed to use in the garage. Put it down on a surface that you're going to lay this tank down on, and just bear in mind that when you do lift the tank out, a little bit of fuel will trickle out. See, the emptier the tank, the lighter it will be, and there should be like a little non-return valve underneath here, so the fuel shouldn't just all gush out. That's the plan anyway. But either way, I'd have a few rags lying around, and obviously don't smoke or anything like that. So underneath here there's breather hoses, there's an electrical connection, and there's a fuel connection. So I'll do the fuel connection last. So I'll start off with the electrical connection, disconnect that one, then the breather hoses, and then I will get some rags down, get the fuel off, lift it out onto the workbench. Okay, hopefully that's clear. So this white bit here is the electrical connection. So you've got this little lug here. So you've got that little clip there, just to hopefully push, and then it's actually quite tight. Okay, so I just used a little screwdriver just to push the clip in. I'll show it to you now. So you see where the that's just the clip there. You just push that in, and it will come out. It was a little bit stiff. Okay, see here there's just 2 breather hoses, and I've marked one of them, because they're identical, marked one of them with a green bit on the outer side, just so I can remember which way to put it back. So I'd recommend you do the same. Okay, breather hose is gone, electrical connection out. So what we'll do, I'll lift it up, put a rag underneath the fuel line, unclip that, and then lift the tank off, and hopefully there won't be too much fuel coming out of it. Okay, so you can see it easier now. There's the fuel connection, just give that a little inspection. The two breather hoses. That's the electrical connection. Where my breather hose has gone? Oh, there they are, just there. 1, 2. So laid down on here, there's no fuel coming out of it now. Just make sure that obviously that hose and the connections aren't laying on anything. And just as a job for later, it looks like that's perished a little bit. Whether that's a problem or not, I'm not sure. But there's 2 little rubber grommets which have just perished. Racking up the jobs for later here, but yeah, that's that. So see if I can get the light on and get some better lighting in here. Hope it doesn't set a light with the fuel tank off. No, it's still knackered. Okay. Well, at least I know. You might have guessed, but to put the tank back on, it's the reverse of taking it off. Oh, I should have emptied this first. So if you remember, green was on the outside. They just go down to the foot peg anyway, for like an overflow. There's a fuel hose. Okay. Turning into a never-ending job, this. Gonna make sure that there's an M6 nut, which is or bolt. Actually seems like it's okay. Just making sure the threads are clean because I don't want to cross thread it. It seems to be quite a stiff fit for some reason. So I'm actually going to fit the front first before the back, and the reason for that is I don't want to cross thread. I've just this bolt was a little bit tight, so I just ran a tap over the bolt just to make sure it goes in there nicely. But for whatever reason, it almost seems to be slightly too slightly too long for the bike, so it must be maybe with the somewhere on the subframe. Maybe it's just a bit tight clearance. So anyway, I'm going to put the front one in first, but not tighten it. Then I'm going to I'm going to put the front one in first, but not tighten it. Then I'm going to try and put the back bolt in, and hopefully that way everything will be nice. As tight as it should be, that. If your tank's anything like mine, it might have expanded a little bit. I don't know why that is. I did Google it, and apparently it's something to do with the fuel you put in it. And apparently over time, the tank almost like stretches a bit. So you see here, the front bolt is connected. It's a bit loose, but it's probably about 3mm too far this way to cleanly put the bolt back in. So you can push it up against the rubber washer. It'll just about go in. So you could probably do with another person to help you with this, although I don't have one, so I've got a little hammer, soft face of course. Try and just push it and then push the bolt through. So you get to it. I managed to do it before, so hopefully it'll work again this time. Tried to get like a little, well, it's pretty much disposable little Allen key that I'm not going to use, and just push it forwards. So that was very tight. So I finally got it on. Sort of, I used a disposable Allen key and just push the whole thing forwards. And it does squeeze up against the grommet at the front and then push the bolt through. Wondering if longer term maybe I can drill out this bracket a little bit. So yeah, I'd do it this way round, because if you try and do it the other way round, you're probably going to end up stripping either the bolt or the bolt hole, because you'll probably end up putting that front bolt in at an angle. So that's what I'd do. I'll tighten up the front, tighten this one up, and get the side panels on there. I think the torque settings on this is either 8 or 9 Newton meters. I mean, I've done it tight enough that it's not going to go anywhere. I'll confirm it on the screen. I think it was 9 Newton meters. Not too tight on the plastic, just firm. Okay, battery. So once you're comfortable that everything else is sorted, you can reconnect the battery. Worth just making sure there's no fuel standing around, as you sometimes get a little spark just connecting this. Okay, seat back on off the stand. I hope it starts up. Just give it a little topperoonie while I'm here, I think. I find mine doesn't tend to hold its level, but okay, let's get the seat back on.